Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Fantasy Grounds Unity from the ground up. And this might be a little shorter of an episode. We just have two modules that I find nice quality of life type modules. Um, and just to kind of give you an example of the quality of life that you get using these modules, both of them, I believe, are under, let's say, $8, but very nice. But let's show you one example first. Let's say we make a cleric. We'll just call it cleric for now. Um, and you get to this part where you're adding in all the spells, because a cleric, they already know all spells. They just get to prepare X amount based off of their, I believe it's wisdom, their actual wisdom level divided by, I can't remember, I think 2 or 3 or something like that. You can always go look that up. So let's just go ahead real quick and look at how you would go about. We'll do, let's try level 2 spells. I want something that there's not a ton of. But as you can see, like with a cleric, they have lots and lots of spells, and they can take a little while to drag over. So, for example, let's say you're up to level 9 spells. We can just drag these over like so, and it's not terribly bad. Which one did I last do? Oh yeah. Although I'm doing 2 of each because I forgot to do the. There's even less than we thought because of that. So yeah, we'll just pretend that we drag them all over, and then the cleric will end up having to prepare whichever spells, um, you know, they're going to be using. There is this module called Enhanced Spell List, and I'm just a perfectionist. I apologize. There we go. Actually, nope. We, oh no, we got them all. So anyway, there's this module called Enhanced Spell List that you can get on DM's Guild, which is right here, or Spell Window. Sorry. So it's $4. So it is relatively cheap. I know a lot of these modules that I'm showing do have value attached to them, but they're actually really good, and usually I consider them worth the price. What this does, if we go back to, say, our level 1 spells, which a cleric actually gets the most of, you can see there's a big list. It doesn't take too long, but you have to remember where you left off. You have to drag them over. You might drag 2 over once or something like that. What this extension does is it actually makes it so you have this little button up at the top. As you can see, there's one called Drag List. And all you have to do is simply take that button and drag it over, and boom, there you go. Every single one of the spells that are in that list are now dragged over, and we didn't have to make sure we did them one at a time. We didn't have to make sure that we didn't grab 2 of the same one or bring it over twice, because Fantasy Grounds isn't going to tell you that. So this is quality of life enhancement number 1. For $4, you get this fancy little button at the top of the window, where you can, whatever's in the window, you just drag over, and that's it. It adds it for you. Really fast, really easy, really nice. Now the second one is one that even when it's enabled, you have the option to disable it. And if you saw the thing there, it's called a better module window. And you can see right here, there's use compact module list. And let me just show you what the module list normally looks like. I'm sure you know that is not even the right thing. We want the library. But if we go over here, click on modules, you'll see we have these giant bulky things. We have 9 fitting into this window that we're looking at. You have the icon of the author, or whatever they want the icon to be. It could be the SRD, could be the main cover page for the actual module, or whatever. Then you have their name, you have the unload button, you have this book, you have, you know, whether it's players can see it or if it's only GM. You know, players are allowed to load this, players are not allowed to load this. So you have this right here, which it's a lot of unnecessary information. So let's go ahead and close this, and then we'll go ahead and enable the compact module list. And if we come into here, and I was just thinking of something. Before we do that, let's go here, and I'm going to actually join the campaign. So these are the two things. You'll just come into your load campaign, then you'll have the Unity compatible and the Unity compatible better module window, enhanced spell list. The reason I want to show you this is another feature that's not necessarily advertised on the site. So I'm going to go ahead and join a campaign instead. Localhost will work. I don't think I have a password on it. Click start. And we'll just let this load in the background. So back to where we just were. So now that we are in here, okay. Now that we're in here, we can turn it on. Then if we go into modules, you'll see in that same window that we had that only fit 9, we got rid of the icon of the actual sheet. That can actually be kind of handy. However, in the players window, it's not as, I don't want to say as bad, because you do see something. Over here you can see whether it's player blocked. So this is the same thing as the block. So if we want to block a player from seeing it, we do that. If we want to allow it, then it shows this little icon with lots of little players in it. So they did, Diablo Bob made both these, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But as you can see here, oh, I should have done something else before I loaded this. Dang it. Is this one loaded? It is. I'm going to exit real quick because I think I need to do one other thing to show you another feature of it. So we'll go to join campaign. I wasn't actually planning on doing this load part. Anyway, let's continue here real quick, and then I'll show you the next thing. So it gives you a much smaller window, just gives you the name of the thing. And then to load it, you just have the book. You simply click the book to load it. Click the book again to unload it. So if the book is open, it's a loaded module. If it's not, it is unloaded. What I wanted to show you is one other really cool feature of this that isn't advertised because I think it was added in an update, but you get this player load manager. Now this is really cool because what you can do is you can actually come in here and say, well, I want every time a player logs on, I want them to get the player's version of Mordecai's Tome of Foes. So you simply, drag it from here. There you go. Drag the book. And now it says, okay, they got that. If we want, for example, the player's handbook, PLAY. So if we say we want them also to have the player's handbook, we drop that over. And this will force their client to automatically load these as actives. That's why I wanted to exit back out. So now that we've done that, and if we come back out, go to our player one and say join, we're going to verify this works the way we're expecting it to. Oh, whoops, I click join. It's not join. We have to click localhost and click start. And we'll go ahead and let that load. That's going to load there. What this will do, like I said, is make it so that it forces the oh, I can't click on that window. There's one thing I just thought of also that I want to check. So anyway, this forces it so that when they load their game, it actually has those. And we're going to try two things. One, I wanted to check. I want to see if, say, I load the Dungeon Master's Guide for players. If I load it at this time, after they've already loaded, I want to see if it actually will force load it on their system, or if it is only at boot when it queries that. So we're going to try that real quick. But if we come into here, we go to library, we go to modules. Let's see if it did load it. PLAY. PLAYERS. And maybe this isn't working all the way. I don't know. Where is Hebron, Elemental Evil, Explore Tasha's? Am I not sharing it? I guess you have to share it. But is Mordecai's shared? It's not. This did work. Maybe this doesn't work really well in Unity yet. It did work in the whatchamacallit, in Classic. So maybe this is something they're still working on, because I have seen it work in the other version, and I do have it set. Let's try and load one really quick. Let's do the Dungeon Master Guide for players. Do that. Hit close and see if that does it. Which one of these was this one? Alright, so if I close that, it did do that. So maybe it forces it at runtime. Why? Alright, so let's check one other thing. This wasn't going to be a very long video, but now it's kind of turning into it. So if we come back to this one, Player's Handbook, it does say it's shared. Did I spell it wrong or something? Because it is loaded. Let's get rid of it and re-add it and see if it does it. So grab the book, add it, go turn that off and close. That's even better if you ask. Yeah, it did do it that time. I like that then you don't actually have to have it loaded, and it loads it at runtime. So once you have all your people connected to your table, it looks like you could say, okay, well, I want them to have these loaded. Although I could have swore in at least in Classic, I could have swore it actually did it at when you boot up as well. But I do like that you can actually do it real time. So you could actually say, oh, I want them to have Curse of Strahd. Now I wonder if it loads it even though it's not loaded on mine. See all these questions that end up coming up, and it's like, So Curse of Strahd, yes, it does load it and opens it on theirs, even though it's not open on mine. Okay, so anyway, that is the second module, or the second extension, and this one's $5, so I lied, it's $9 together. But really cool. As you can see, like here, it doesn't even show that little force load. I don't know if that one does anything, but that's pretty much it. Really cool little modules, $9 for both of them. I find them well worth it. You can always, both these are by Diablo Bob, and by extension also Rob Tui. You can see him in there. So monitor Rob Tui. He's always doing little sales and things like that where you can get bundle packages and all that fun stuff. Well worth it. And if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. Don't forget to tell everyone you know about this channel. Have them check it out. If they like it, they can sub. And we'll just grow a really big, nice Tasmanian family. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.